Hello and welcome to Failsafe Fitness Podcast, episode number 10 of season 2. My name is Michael Joshua. I am the owner of Failsafe Fitness Limited and the lead programmer. Welcome to the show. It's been quite an up and down week for me personally. Professionally, it's been pretty good too. And hopefully over the next sort of half an hour, 45 minutes, you'll be able to learn something in terms of exercise, nutrition, and help with your golf game as well. And also you're going to hear about some things that I've put out on the internet this week in terms of my blog, and of course a few promotions that I've got going on at Himley Hall Golf Centre in the West Midlands as well. So as I say, welcome to the show. It's going to be quite a fun show. Strap yourselves in. This is going to be a good one. As always, folks, we are going to discuss first off the bat exactly what I've been up to this week. And as you guys know, as a performance coach in terms of golf and strength and conditioning and nutrition and weight management, it's been quite busy week, to be fair. I've had a few clients come and go. I've managed to fit a client into a set of golf clubs that I think he likes. I think it's going to be fun to see him progress over the rest of this year with the set of clubs that I've put him in. I've got a couple of clients that have already smashed their goals literally 6 weeks into a 10-week program in the personal training side. Very proud of what they have done, what they've achieved, and we are looking at sort of doubling down on those goals over the next sort of 3 or 4 weeks to make sure that we keep our levels, keep our head high, and keep pushing forward. It's been a great week in terms of that. Personally, it's been a little bit of a rough one. I've had a bit of a tough week. A dear old friend of mine who I used to work with back in the day when I used to call bingo, believe it or not. I used to be a bingo caller. So when I was bingo calling, there was a woman there that worked with us on the book sales side of things, sending you books, whatever. So it was actually my daughter's godmother. And unfortunately this week, without warning or prior health issue, has passed away, which has been a little bit tough, but you know, that's life, I guess. So that's kind of hit me of how fragile life can be, and thankful that I get the opportunity to spend my days in the sunshine teaching all you great folks how to play better golf, how to be, you know, better, healthier, fitter yous. Hopefully preventing anything like this from happening to you. And then sort of like as the week went on, Tuesday came around. I mean, that was Monday, so that was a good Monday. Tuesday rolls around. I'm having my first shave for the first time in about 4 or 5 days, so you can imagine a bit bristly. I've got no shaving cream that works. I've got it. You know when you get like a full shaving cream and you're shaking it and you know there's stuff in there but nothing's coming out? Wonderful. So I've got a shaving cream can that I can't use. Managed to find some other in an old wash bag that I take away with me. And I think at some point there must have been some on the floor. I've gone to step into the shower, and you can guess what's coming next. I've stepped 1 foot on my ducky mat. Yes, I have a ducky mat. I don't care. It's great. Safety first. Clearly not, because you need to put both your feet on that damn ducky mat. So I put 1 foot in, put my second foot in. My second foot's gone from underneath me. And of course, because I've gone, even though the other foot is there, is on the ducky mat, I'm not greatly balanced in that. I've actually banged and bruised my arm. I thought I'd broken it initially. Broken my right ulnar, because it landed straight across the metal rail in the bath. And I genuinely thought I'd broken it. 5 hours in A&E, coming out at 1 a.m. Wednesday morning. Had to cancel my clients Wednesday. Again, apologies, but you know, sometimes life gets in the way. was able to swing a golf club Thursday night and play. I played 9 holes with my wife. Couldn't hit steel shafted golf clubs, but ended up with graphite. I've got a set of TaylorMade racks, RACOS. So they're oversized and graphite shafted, which deaden the feel of the ball, the vibration up the shaft, which is good when you think you broke your arm 2 days prior. And really weirdly, I actually shot one of my best rounds round Himley. I shot 1 over par 37. So I'm hoping that kind of form can continue. I'm going to switch into the racks for the next couple of weeks while the arm heals. But I've got full use. I haven't got full internal, external rotation. But, pinching in, reaching for things and like having to grab them. So like a pinching motion can cause a little bit of pain. So my left hand currently is leading my golf swing, which has stopped me flicking through the ball. So apparently that's better with my driving. And I hit 260 off the first tee. Second tee hit a 3-wood 225. Third tee hit driver 215 carry for a little 15-yard chip to the green. Yeah, so apparently it's done great wonders for my golf game. Who knew? Yeah, so it's been a tough week, losing someone from my past, and then obviously getting hurt myself, but not hurt. I mean, I was distraught for about 2 hours. I was almost inconsolable, thinking, new business, personal trainer, broken arm, golf coach, greenkeeper, all that out the window, gone. I'm not earning any money. I'm not going to be doing anything for the next 6 weeks. It was frightening. But fortunately, I'm reasonably okay. A little bit of pain here and there, but it's good. All my clients have been very understanding. Thank you very much. And anybody who's still looking for golf coaching, whether that be in person or online, I am extending that offer. So 3 for 2, 9 for 6 is a maximum throughout the rest until the 1st of July, which is my birthday. Get yourself booked in online for your initial session, and then we can go from there. Get in touch, email. All the links are available in the description. And that's been my week this week. So before we get into the exercise of the week, this is something that I personally don't do enough of, and I really should. Playing golf. I think if you play golf or any kind of sport, this exercise of the week is something you should be doing. You should be doing. Whether it's some kind of plyometric box jump or drop jump or just a standing jump. So it's got jump squats is what I've got in the show description. But something plyometric, whether it be over a gate, over a fence, onto a box, off a box, that's gonna build a lot of muscle, sort of abs, legs, and your butt. It's going to strengthen those glutes. And if you're a golfer or a footballer or any kind of athlete, it's going to build plyometric tension and ability to create rebound forces through the knees and ankles and help build strong bones, and just generally improve your performance as an athlete, because you're going to be able to change direction quicker. You're going to be able to jump higher, release through the golf ball faster by being able to load into your legs and then out of your legs at the bottom of the swing to generate some more speed, which more speed, more distance, etc, etc. So yeah, jump squats or some kind of plyometric jump is going to be massively beneficial to a lot of people out there. This is along the lines of skipping. I took skipping up when I started CrossFit 6 years ago. Skipping was something I hadn't done since I was in school, which was like 25, 30 years prior to me starting CrossFit. So, those little plyometric jumps, skipping is a great benefit to ankles, knees, hips, back, coordination. And again, it helps build muscle, helps strengthen your bones, etc., etc. So any one of those, skipping, a plyometric jump, box jump, over gate jumps, things like that are going to make a big difference. Even if you only do a few sets a week, it's going to have a great long-term benefit to your health. And that's your exercise of the week. Before we go into your nutrition side, which I'm going to get a little bit in depth again this week. We went into a little bit of how alcohol affects your body last week. A couple of feedback, yeah, it was probably a little bit too medically based, but the science behind that is very interesting to me, and I just thought I wanted to get that out there, how alcohol affects your body. I thought it'd be a very interesting thing to do. This week, very similar. So as doing weight management and nutrition, getting these minerals into your system, so calcium, iron, zinc and selenium, what you can eat and what they do for you, getting them into your system is going to be very good for you health wise. But before we get into that, I do want to mention once again that promo 3 for 2 6 for 9 is on till the 1st of July if you want to be a golf performance, and I'm now extending it to fitness and nutrition side of the business. So for the next 4-5 weeks, that entire 3 for 2 promotion will not be coming back for the rest of the year at all until maybe Black Friday, and we'll run it then for Black Friday. So 3 sessions for the price of 2. It's £20 a session, £15 for 65 plus NHS or NUS. I'm extending that through the nutrition and weight management, the personal training and strength and conditioning side, and the golf performance coaching. If you want any of those, whether it be remotely, in person, or otherwise, we can do 3 for 2 for you. Get in touch. All the links are in the description, and we can discuss and sort that out for you. The 3 for 2 promotion is only valid on pre-purchases, so you can either prepay online or you can prepay after your first session for your 3 for 2 or 9 for 6. So please come and join me. I'm having some wonderful results with some clients this year, and I'm very excited to see not only the golf side but the nutrition and the weight management side of things has been fantastic this year. Well done to everybody who has come and seen me. Yeah, going into minerals that are going to be great for your body. So, avoiding mineral deficiency. Some minerals such as phosphate, magnesium and sulfur are widely available in your foods, but deficiencies are rare and pretty much non-existent. Most drinking water contains adequate fluoride, etc., etc., and you get copper from like chocolate. But a deficiency is unheard of in those, but no nutrition scientist has yet been able to identify occurring deficiencies of manganese, chromium and things like that. But other minerals, and these are the minerals that are quite problematic when you don't get them enough in your diet. So the likes of calcium. Now, a lot of people go, well, calcium's in milk and yogurt and things like that. Yes, it is. But if you're a vegan, you're not going to eat milk, yogurt, eggs, fish. You're not going to take that on board. But without enough calcium, obviously you can lose bone density. And there is the other side of things. So vitamin D if you don't have enough vitamin D in your system, so go and get yourself some sunshine. I know some people hate being outside these days. You're all a little too worried about being in the sun or being around other people after post-pandemic. But go and get yourselves, 30 minutes of sun, some vitamin D a day. And that will make sure or help you absorb calcium into your system so you can be healthier. And that's why you find most cereals tend to have vitamin D in, because when you add your milk, whatever that be, soy or whatever, it will help you absorb the calcium from that milk into your body more efficiently. I mean, obviously, main things for that is milk and dairy for calcium. Iron can be quite tricky. When you think about what's iron in, well, actually, it's not that tricky. If you don't get enough iron, you can't manufacture enough hemoglobin required to carry those energy-sustaining oxygen to the organs and your body tissue. So iron deficiency anemia is characterized by unrelieved fatigue. So you might just feel knackered all the time. And if you do feel like that, people, go and get yourselves checked by a physician. Go and get yourselves a blood test done. And this iron deficiency and iron anemia can obviously then be resolved either by taking tablets, if it is that low, or just upping your recommended daily ounce of the mineral. So taking in some red meat and some spinach, spinach is quite high in iron, red meat obviously as well. So inputting those things will help you boost your iron content and help you not be deficient in the mineral, and obviously that lovely oxygen that we need to both create and fuel our body will be taken to the right places at the right time. Zinc. Now, zinc is something that I've actually mentioned on the show before. Zinc magnesium tablets, ZMA, they help you rest and recover. So an adequate supply of zinc is vital, especially for men. It helps make testosterone and healthy sperm. So if you're looking to be a father out there, then an adequate supply of zinc is going to help with that. And if you don't get enough, this for those guys out there can actually make you temporarily infertile. So a healthy dose of zinc, especially if you're a man, can be crucial if you're looking to make a family anytime soon. Deficiency of zinc, the signs of that, obviously loss of appetite is one, and sometimes the ability to taste food with a weakened immune system. So I mean, obviously the thing with weakened immune systems and not being able to taste things post-pandemic, everybody thinks, oh, I can't taste that, I must have COVID. But sometimes it can be a fact that you have a zinc deficiency and you can't actually taste the flavors of your food. And being low in zinc as well, obviously, is going to weaken your immune system, giving you, again, risk of more infections, and also slow healing wounds. So if you've had a cut on your hand or your arm or your leg or whatever, and it's taken forever to heal, then a lack of zinc can also be attributed to that. So, plain language, if you aren't taking in enough zinc, you're going to not be able to have any kids, you're going to feel like crap, and obviously any injuries that you've got are going to linger about a little bit longer than they should. So again, taking on board your zinc, great things to help with zinc are beans. So broad beans, green beans, broad beans, and obviously your little Mexican beans, mixed beans, the cannellinis, things like that are going to be brilliant at giving you a supply of zinc, and just a few of those a day, or a can of those a week, will provide you with enough zinc to keep you going. And of course, the final one in terms of your minerals that you may need that you don't really want to be deficient in is selenium. Not enough selenium in your diet, well, this can, as well as the likes of iron and zinc, can also make you feel quite tired. You can have quite some pain in your muscles. You can feel quite weak. And to protect against a selenium deficiency, you need to get some vitamin E in you. And obviously vitamin E responds to selenium and vice versa, so they're intertwined. So having stuff like, again, beans, potatoes and spinach in your diet are going to make sure that you get enough selenium to not make you feel like crap, basically. And that's it. Those are the 4 things I wanted to talk about in terms of your nutrition this week. So 4 minerals you need to get in your diet: calcium, iron, zinc and selenium. So calcium, obviously milk and dairy. If you are a vegan, there are other alternatives out there, but it's not just a case of taking in your calcium. You also need some vitamin D, so go out and enjoy some sunshine, especially in the UK at the minute. It's been some nice weather. You can go and get some sunshine to help your body absorb that lovely calcium. Iron deficiency, if you do feel quite tired and quite lethargic, go and increase your iron intake. Zinc, again, is very vital to the males if they want to be out there making any kind of babies anytime soon, and obviously for healing injuries. And if you feel that your food's not tasting quite right, go and get yourself some ZMA and get some beans inside you, and you can make yourself a bit better there. And selenium, obviously, again, if you're just feeling achy and tired and what have you, go and get some spinach, some beans and some potatoes inside you, and also some vitamin E. Get some foods with lots of vitamin E in, because they're intertwined quite relationship wise. They will complement each other. And that's what I wanted to give you this week, a little bit of information on minerals. And then someone asked me after I did a minerals show, or essential minerals and vitamins and supplements, they wanted a little bit more info. Those are the 4 that you really want to keep on top of, because they can have quite a detrimental effect to the way you feel. Sexually, physically, emotionally, these can be quite damaging in terms of the way they make you feel if you do any deficiencies. And clearly, obviously, if you think you have got an iron deficiency in particular, go and see a physician, go and get yourself some bloods done and make sure that you've got enough iron in your system, because anemia of any sort can be quite can lead to more serious issues. And that is your nutrition advice for this week. Don't forget then as well, if you are in the West Midlands, you are in the Dudley Metropolitan or Wolverhampton Borough, come and join me 11 a.m. Sunday mornings at Himley Hall Golf Centre. I am doing £5 a head. There's about 4 or 5 of us booked in for this week, so I've got room for about 4 or 5 more people. I'm going to teach you one thing a week over the next few weeks. Last week was a great success. I got a couple of clients message me on Instagram and Facebook last week, Monday afternoon, saying they'd just watched the golf.com short, and it was Jason Day teaching the exact same drill as I was. So a little dead hand wedge where you took a towel or you put a glove under each armpit and you don't flick with your wrist, you just use your shoulder turn to chip. And it's something after he had the fusion surgery with his back. It's something that I saw probably 12, 18 months, nearly 2 years ago. It was him, so it was Jason Day, Tiger Woods and Rory McIlroy talking about the way they chip. And obviously Tiger is very wristy. He said, I feel it through my wrists because he can't shoulder turn. And Jason said, well, because Jason and Tiger, if you didn't know, have had the same fusion surgery in their back. So Jason tends to be all shoulders, turns his shoulders, doesn't use his hands, and Tiger was the other way. So this was a little drill that I had in place, and a couple of guys that came saw this and sent me that, and I'm quite proud that I'm using the knowledge that I'm learning from tour pros and knowledge that I'm seeing out on the internet to help people get better in and around greens on their short game. So short game Sundays, 11 a.m. Sunday morning, every Sunday morning right now up until the 2nd of July is currently planned. So I taught the dead end wedge last week. I think a few people really took that on board and understood that they don't have to have the ball so far back in the stance to hit down on it, exposing that leading edge, and then they hit it high on the face, and it either gets popped up and short, or the bounce of the sole hits the ground, especially with some around the corner. The club bounces into the ground and then crashes into the ball, and it gets bladed through the green. So being able to teach this just controlled little shoulder turn to just control the club was brilliant. This week, if you're interested in coming, we are going to look at little short high chips. So not flop shots. This is going to be a little shot if there's an obstacle between you and the pin. So again, round the greens, whether that be up a hill, over a bunker, over some rough, or whatever it may be. So this is going to be a little short, sort of 10 or 15 yard, high-ish chip to be able to deliver loft to get it over and land it safely on the green. So if you are interested in coming, short high chips recoveries are on the cards for Sunday at 11 a.m. Takes about an hour, just over an hour, and you'll learn something new and hopefully improve your short game. And talking of improving your short game and improving your golf, breaking 100. Now I know there's a few people out there, they said, okay, I've done that, it's helped me out. So last week I discussed the fact of hitting to your shot shape. So you hit a wicked slice, so you're going to aim down the left hand side of the fairway, hit the ball towards that, and hopefully your slice will come back and stay on the right hand side. I've already had a few people mention they've tried it and it's so far working. They're going to work on reducing the curvature of the ball, but by just teeing up on the correct side of the tee box and aiming appropriately for their miss, they've already improved their scores, and one person actually broke 100 by doing it. So I'm very proud of you. Well done. Didn't want to be mentioned on the show in terms of names, but you are a little legend. Keep at it. You'll be breaking 90 before you know it. So, second part of golf breaking 100. Again, I'm going to concentrate off the tee. Now, this is something that can be quite controversial between golf coaches, because a few coaches will say, if you can't hit a driver, hit a fairway wood. If you can't hit a driver, you need to learn, because the further you get it down there, the better. Which, yes, I mean, long-term goal is you need to be able to hit a driver, whether that driver has a 3-wood shaft in it, or whether that driver has a basically long drive shaft in it. You need to learn how to hit that driver. But whilst you're learning, if you find after a couple of holes on a Sunday or Saturday afternoon, whatever you play, you find that driver, you've either whiffed it or you've blocked it, or you've whatever you do with your driver that doesn't put you on a fairway, put it away. Then go to hitting a fairway wood or a hybrid off the tee. Purely because having more loft on the club, so obviously a 3 wood, 5 wood, 7 wood, 19, 18, 22, 25 degree hybrid off the tee is going to have a lot more loft on the face, which can look like it's more forgiving, and you can hit it. It feels like you don't have to hit down on it or up on it. You know that club's going to deliver the loft. So putting the driver away in the bag and then hitting a fairway wood off the tee can be very beneficial, because it's going to get you in play. Yes, it might be 30, 40 yards. Some cases might even be 50 yards shorter than your driver. But if your driver's 50 yards across 2 fairways, but your fairway wood or your hybrid off the tee is getting you on the fairway. Because think about it like this. There's a little study I read the other day that's something along the lines of, for every 14 plus or 16 plus handicapper, to most club golfers are around 15. So we'll go with everybody who's 15, 16 handicap. For every tee shot that doesn't hit a fairway, it's going to cost you at least one more shot to get it back where it needs to be. Whether that be out of a tree, out of a bush, or you're taking 3 off the tee because it's in the lake, or out of bounds. Whereas by hitting a 3 wood or 5 wood or a hybrid of some sort off that tee, going 20, 30, 14, maybe even 50 yards shorter than your driver, but being in play, you can then, from that fairway, hit an approach shot as close as you can to the green for 2, and not being in that position for 3. So please, 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 if you are struggling with your driver off the tee, I'm not saying don't use your driver ever, but go and get yourselves a lesson. But if you've got a 3 wood or a hybrid that you like to hit, or you feel like you hit reasonably well, then take that off the tee. Take the driver out of play after a couple of holes, and then just hit that. And sometimes, because you have the confidence to hit that 3 wood or that hybrid off the tee, you'll probably hit it roughly the same distance or very similar. It might not be. If it's 50 yards short, okay, it's 50 yards, it's an extra couple of 3 clubs. But if it's only 15 or 20 yards shorter than your driver, then maybe you either need to consider changing your driver, or again going getting yourselves a lesson and working on that driver, and not using the driver in club competitions for now, but play a practice round of some sort during the week if you get the opportunity, or at least go into the driving range alongside a lesson to learn how to hit that driver better. Also, with the 3 wood, is because there's so much more loft, and a lot of 3 woods now are adjustable, so you can add loft if you need to. And also they're quite hot, so the face technology and everything has got so much. I only nudged mine on Thursday, so it was basically, I didn't really use a lot of hips, I didn't use a lot of club head speed. It was basically kind of an all arms, left arm lead swing, and I went 220 off the tee. I normally hit my fairway wood about 230, 240. So because this one was downhill, a little bit of prevailing wind, I probably hit it, it carried about 205. But obviously ground conditions, it rolled on a little bit. So all arm swing, it was a little 3/4 shot, and it was so hot, it went miles. So you don't need to swing hard at your 3 wood. You don't need to swing that hard at your driver. But if you're struggling with that driver, put it away, play a 3 wood or a hybrid off the tee, take a 3/4 swing, and just deliver the club as straight through the ball as you can. And trust me, you're better off being 20 or 30 yards, 40, 50 yards further back on a fairway than you are chipping out of a tree or taking 3 off the tee, because you can smash your driver 260, 70 yards and you feel like you're losing 50 yards, but if you're losing 50 golf balls around, there's a big difference. So a big part of breaking 100 is just starting to play boring golf. Hit a fairway, and then obviously if they're longish par 4s or you don't have that kind of length, hit the fairway, get the ball up as close to the green as you can. Try and get it up and down. If not, take a bogey. And guess what, folks? 18 bogeys around is going to be 90, not 100. So if you can get at least 1 par around, and you take a double bogey, and then 16 bogeys, you might even potentially break 90. So my tip for this week is put the 3-wood in play, put the hybrid in play, hit it shorter and straighter off the tee. I mean, the benefit of having that fairway wood as well is that it's going to deliver more spin. The more spin's going to keep it in the air, and it's going to keep it straighter. A lot of fairway woods are quite flat-faced, so you can get quite a bit of bulge and roll on a driver. And some drivers out there are worse than others. TaylorMade. I've always found hitting their products with this twist face, it doesn't work for me. Because, it's supposed to be able to, high toe, supposed to stay in the air, low heel, supposed to, and it doesn't for me. It just doesn't work. It's the way I deliver it, not nagging on the product, but with a 3-wood, I found it a lot flatter, a lot better, and I don't get as much side spin. I do get a little bit too much backspin probably from my 3-wood, but that just helps it stay in the air a little bit longer. It just stops a little bit shorter when it's on the ground. So, golf tip this week, breaking 100, put the driver away. If you find after a couple of 3 holes it's misbehaving, you don't know where it's going to go, put it away. Hit a long iron, hybrid or 3-wood off the tee. Find the fairway, play boring golf. And that's what I keep banging into people, is play boring golf. Hit a fairway, get as close as you can to the green with your second shot, or your third shot into a par 5, and try and get it up and down for a par on a par 5, or up and down for a bogey on any other hole. And your golf will improve. You'll enjoy it more because you've hit more fairways. You haven't spent 7 holes looking in bushes or nettles or trees. You've been on the middle of the fairway watching your mates looking bushes and nettles or trees for their golf balls. And that is probably just as satisfying as breaking 100. And for this week, that's pretty much it. Thank you very much for listening. It's been just shy of about 40 minutes of me boring you this week. I am healing well. Thank you for the messages for those people. Well done to every single client who is dropping their handicap. Thank you to everybody who came to Short Game Sundays this last week. This week, thank you again for coming. If you are interested, little short chips getting over obstacles around the green, whether it be a bunker or a hill or down a hill or up a hill. We are going to look at that this week. Short Game Sundays, if you do want to join me at Himley Hall Golf Centre. 3 for 2 is on now till the 1st of July 2023 on everything. So nutrition and weight management, strength and conditioning, fitness conditioning, and golf performance are all 3 for 2. Get in touch. It's all prepay. You do have to pay for all 3 sessions up front, I'm afraid. But you do have a 90-day discretion. From the moment you pay, you'll have 90 days and a maximum 3 for 2 on that promotion. Go and get yourselves your minerals this week as well. So calcium, iron, zinc and selenium. Basically get you some dairy, get you some red milk, some spinach and some beans and legumes in you, and you will be okay and good to go on those minerals. And if you're looking to increase your performance, whether that be golf, football, weightlifting, rugby, doing some plyometrics and some jump squats, whether that be on a box, off a box, over a box, They are going to help build some muscle on your glutes, on your hamstrings, on your quads, on your calves. It's going to help build some bone density in those legs and hips as well. And it's going to help build a nice strong core, because you'll be able to handle when you land and when you jump, how to control, how to stabilize your core when you do so, which is going to help with your sports performance and your everyday general life. So if you're not doing jump squats, add them into your routine. 3 sets of 10, whether that be over a little gate, onto a box, etc, etc. Or like I say, buy yourself a skipping rope. You can do little mini plyometrics by skipping. I think a lot of people listening to this haven't skipped in a very, very long time. I know I didn't for about 25, nearly 30 years. But I love to skip now. It's a great little bit of cardio. And it has helped my performance on the golf course. So once again, thank you very much for listening. I'll see you all again. Oh, I won't see you actually. You'll hear me again next week. It's been an absolute pleasure. Hopefully I'll be fully recovered in a just over a week or two's time, and I will be winning some competitions at Himley. That'll be good. First Dudley Cup is coming up for those who are listening from there. Have a great week. Go look after yourselves. Go get yourself some essential minerals. Go and enjoy your golf. Enjoy your jump squats. And of course, I hope you've enjoyed this show. Please share, like, subscribe. Let your friends know about this show. We are getting bigger day by day. It's been an absolute pleasure. We'll see you next week. Bye bye.